Honda Civic 1996 VTI, Bigote. It's owned by a long-time car enthusiast who actually raced in Cebu SRP way back. But what's interesting is this is for Kyle Patrick, his son. So he's restoring this and building it to be a gift for his son. So it's kind of like a father for a son project. While they take care of the body restorations, the father wanted us to port the head and actually blueprint and rebuild the whole engine. So it's kind of like a stock blueprinted motor, sort of like a production class racer. So it's gonna be really good. To our surprise, the owner boarded this pickup truck on a ship and traveled by sea from Bacolod to here, well, to Batangas, and brought the engine to us. Here, as it arrived in our shop, fully packed and safe. Here, we lay out the engine before cleaning, then disassembly, and then cleaning again because you can never be too clean. Initially, it was just for Headworks, but since the owner is well aware of the potential, it went straight to block refresh, including bearing fitments and even blueprinting, to basically get the most out of the stock configuration. Any change or update, we will include it here. Here's the block on the stand, partially cleaned, ready to be disassembled, before it gets some more thorough cleaning and degreasing. The block and internals will have its own separate day, being thoroughly cleaned and prepped. Now onto the head. We put some die-chem ink on the intake flange so when we port, we know where we are or if we're going overboard. And now to the intake ports. We will show you after the initial stage of porting compared to this. So now we're off to port. Let's go! Okay, we're off to start porting. We start in the morning. And yeah. We use an 80 grit roll. You can use a rougher grit or even a carbide, but it's too risky. You can go overboard when it comes to porting it or even just bowl blending. So we use 80 grit just to get the initial shape started, sort of like type R porting, and we got a link up here for that. That actually covered exactly what we're gonna do or how we're gonna port this head, even though it's a D series. For the most part, if you study that video that we made on porting, it will go a long way for you. And I know some porters or builders would prefer to start from the entry side of the port versus the bowl, and there is more than one way to skin a cat. And I know a lot of builders and porters who does an extremely good job. This is just the way I started doing it, so this is what works for me. One thing I can be certain and sure of is light strokes develop consistency. Alright, let's speed up this party because my hand is aching. It's gonna be almost done, you'll see. Do this in a well ventilated area, okay? Health first. Okay. Now we actually flip the head so that I can work on massaging the short turn. It's kind of hard to put it into words, but as the link that we've provided earlier, on that porting video, I drew exactly on what you can or cannot do on the short turn. Just have to massage it. And for those of you who missed out on that link, don't worry. Another link will be on the descriptions. We gotta speed this up again because my hand is getting tired. Alright, it doesn't take too long to finish smoothing out the short turn because you don't have to take a lot of material off it, Now off to blowing air so that, dust particles are less, and then off to the cleaner desk. That's the initial stages of porting. or bulwark or fluff and buff. Actually, that is exactly how a Type R head is ported. And we can get your B16 head flowing and ported like a Type R, except in a brand new condition with brand new valve seals. Okay, let's go to the desk and show you the first stage of porting. This is what they call stage 1 or street port. We just don't call it anything. Here we are now. As you can see, the bowls are blended quite nicely. And actually it looks just like a Type R, except it's a sock or a single cam or a single jingle. Anyways, because each casting core is different, doing it this way lets me see how bad it is and how to attack it to make a good, efficient port. Now let's go to the before and after. So you can see on the left side is the stock, and on the right side is where we bowl blended it. And you can see what we're trying to improve here is the flow going into the valves. The easier flow gets to go through it, the better efficiency or the higher efficiency. And that equals to more power and less fuel consumption. Don't worry, we will continue porting this and finish it off and still show you guys the finished product. This is a good view of the bowl on how consistent it is towards the seat. And this will flow really good. I hope this has been interesting and informative for you guys as it was fun for me. If you must know, this is the first episode as we plan to do a series for this engine project. We will share from bearing fitments, piston rings assembly, and even details that make this a great engine. So subscribe and hit the bell to be notified whenever we have a new episode uploaded. Feel free to comment any questions or suggestions as we would love to answer all of those. You can message us also at our page for any inquiries or advice you may need. Next episode, the level of fun will be off the hook.